Welcome to Web API Tutorials. I am Venkat. This is part 6, creating first Web API service. So in this entire series, I'm going to use Microsoft Visual Studio 2022. And if you want to create your first Web API endpoint, we need to create the Web API project first. For that, I have opened the Visual Studio 2022. And this screen will be showed up. Left side you can see all your recent projects, and right side you can see the options to create a project or open a project like that. So from that 4 options you can click on create a new project option, and it will load all the templates. Left side all the recent templates I have used. Right side is the list of templates available as part of this Visual Studio installation. Okay, from this list of templates, we need to select ASP.NET Core Web API template. This is the template. If you cannot see this template, you can also search that. Search with Web API, you can find that in the list. So ASP.NET Core Web API. This is for C# programming language. Once you select that one, click on next. It is asking for your project name. Give the project name. I am giving it as a college app. Click next and select the framework. .NET 6.0 is the latest framework I have installed. I'm selecting that and leave the rest of the configurations. Click on create. Yeah, my project got created, Web API project. And these are the controllers I have. I wanted to remove the existing controllers. So I'm cleaning up the project. Okay. So this is the program.cs. This is the place where I'll do all my Web API related configurations. We are going to discuss about this. This is the settings file, configurations. So we can put all the configurations related to this project here. And this is the controllers folder. Let's add the controllers. Okay, so if you want to add a controller, you just need to right click on controllers folder and go to add. Click on a class. I'm adding a class now. So name your class as a student controller. Click on add. So I got the student controller class added. And if I need to enable this class as a controller class, I need to inherit from controller base. This controller base requires a namespace to be added. We need to add API controller as we are building the API application. Also, this needs the route. This is the route API / and our controller is ready. Let's build one endpoint. Public string get student name, return student name 1. Just for now, I'm just returning the static data. This is my first controller, and this is my first endpoint I have created. Let's test it. If you want to run the application, you can see this green color play button. You can click on that, or you can simply hit F5 from your keyboard. I'm clicking on this button. It is building. Once the build is succeeded, then it will opens up the browser. So we can see there are errors showing up. That error is because we did not mention any HTTP attribute for this. That's why it is saying error. So I want to mention this as a HTTP GET. So now let's run it again. Now you can see there is one endpoint, student endpoint, and it has one action. We can also test it from this Swagger UI. I clicked on that right and click on execute. So we got the response back. So student name 1. That's the data we are returning. Okay, this is the student name. This is the first endpoint we have created, but in future we are not going to return a simple string. We are going to return the full student details. Okay, so just now we have added it by using the class, right? There is another option to create a controller. So right click on this, click on add. There is a controller option. This is disabled because this project is running. Let's stop the project. Right click on controllers and click on add. Now you can see the controller option is enabled. Click on the controller. What type of controller we wanted to add? MVC controller or Web API controller? We wanted to add a API controller. Okay, from the list of controllers, select the controller you want. For now, I want the empty controller, API controller empty, and click on add. And it will ask the controller name. I'll leave it as it is. If you observe now, so when we were adding the controller using a class option, it did not add all these additional things. When we are adding this one using a controller template, it knows that we are creating a API controller. We have clearly selected the API controller template. That's why it added all the required things when it is creating the controller. Okay, that's the advantage of creating the controller from the template instead of a class. Okay, from this point onwards we are going to use the controller template to add the controller. For more videos like this, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.